So one thing that's super important to mention is that when studies use simulated electromagnetic fields, they only see a 50% chance of them reporting adverse effects. But when they use an actual cell phone, like the thing you might be watching this on, they see 100% adverse effects. And that's probably because of what we talked about earlier, how the characteristics of a phone differ a lot from the characteristics of a simulated EMF. So let's start with before you're even born. There's a concerning amount of evidence with prenatal, meaning during pregnancy, if you're exposed to EMFs, things going wrong. For example, this one with congenital heart disease. If you were exposed to computers, induction cookers, and microwaves more, you are more likely to be born with coronary heart disease. That's like, whoa. That's like another one of these strange moments, right? But what if we go even earlier than that? Your dad's balls. Or your balls. So based on human and animal trials, being exposed to electromagnetic radiation did damage your sperm. This is actually a model I took from a presentation I'll link below, and it shows the radiation of your phone. So this is definitely tickling your reproductive organs. And in 2011, the IARC declared EMFs a possible carcinogen. This review showed that there was an increase in brain, ear, nerve, and mouth cancer that was associated with increased phone use. That's around where you have the phone. And there have been concerns for other cancers like your breast, your balls, and thyroid. These are all areas where you would keep your phone. EMFs also seem to open the blood barrier, so all that nasty stuff that's in your blood could get into your brain. And the mechanisms by which this happened aren't quite clear, but it just seems like they stress your cells, which makes sense because your cells actually communicate with voltage a lot of the time. It looks like in the long term, EMFs destroy your mitochondria, they create oxidative stress, they deplete glutathione, which is an antioxidant, and there's a bunch more. You could read this. I'm gonna link this resource below. So these are all from wireless radiation. Now let's look at dirty electricity. This is much less researched and it mostly consists of case studies where they would have a school that was full of poor wiring and had a lot of dirty electricity, and then when they would clean it up, the students and the teachers would show improved brain fog and feel much better. Or they would fix someone's house who had Parkinson's and then their symptoms would go down dramatically. Now, not everybody experienced improvements, and some people may be more sensitive to EMFs than others. Just like someone can smoke their whole life and not get lung cancer, or drink a lot and not have severe issues. And then there's magnetic fields, which are associated with neurological damage, so things like Alzheimer's disease. And there's some possible links with cancer, cardiovascular disease, and reproduction. Like in this study, if you were exposed to higher magnetic fields, you had a higher risk of miscarriage during pregnancy. And the research is still limited because the funding of the studies are hard. There's a lot of money in telecom. And to reiterate, this isn't like the end of the world. Maybe this evidence is scaring you, but we're gonna look at the easiest ways to deal with this stuff. The dose makes the poison. You are not gonna get sick from like one phone call. This is like a 20+ year thing most of the time. And a lot of the solutions we're gonna implement are gonna make you more aware about your connection with technology. And a huge part of this is getting back into nature, connecting. So how do we prioritize EMFs and what EMF sources do we deal with first? Let's check that out.